with with um with a real serious issue here. Um, for those of you who don't know, I work Uber, but I do it on a bike, so I don't have a car. Just letting y'all know that this is where I'm at. Um, um, I am dealing with a bunch of people at some social services that don't understand that doing Uber is not the same on bike as it is in car. So I am kind of a little pissed at that, and I'm also pissed lately with them in general. Like one of the things I always kind of find as a big peeve is when you say you don't make mistakes, right? Like that's like yo, I mean, this is what I get from Connecticut DSS, and they're overworked. I'm not ever gonna deny that, and I'm not ever gonna like say they don't deserve respect or you don't deserve to go in there and say you have me. But it's like they mistakenly thought I was making $500 a month on Uber, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like they had to go. Like this is a testament to their stupidity and their dedication. I'm not gonna lie, it's dedication. And again, it's also the other thing. It's like they thought I was making. They realized I was making around $143 a month, and they're like, "Oh wow, we made a mistake." I'm like, "You think?" And then they go, "Yeah, we'll adjust your food stamps." And then it's like, "Okay, when will they be adjusted?" Oh, they'll be adjusted tomorrow. And then today happens, which was today, so it's basically supposed to be adjusted today. And I'm like, oh, it's not there. I'll just give them a call because I was livid all last night. I wanted to do this at 3 in the morning because I was like, but I was too rip roaring. It was too much like too much passion, really, because it's like like you don't want that all the time. Like they finally gave me an answer that made sense. Like it sucks, but it makes sense. Oh, because your request came in all the way it did, instead of being on the first or the third, we now need a supervisor to sign off on this. I'm like, fantastic, like great, whatever. And I'm like, because part of me is aware of like this might be the only way to do it, and part of me is also like trying not to like push too many buttons, like because I've called them so many times in the last couple of days. So they've actually known that hey, because they got to log all the calls. They know when things get called. So it's like one of those things where I'm like, I don't want to be a pain because that doesn't help either. Um, and I like to be honest with you, I'm glad they don't have a 24-hour warm line, a 24-hour system because if I called them at 12 midnight, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? And then it would be like, because that gets you nowhere, like literally that gets you nowhere. So I could say that from experience, unfortunately. But yeah. So it's like one of those things where you're just like, oh my god, I gotta wait till 7 in the morning. Woke up at 8, and then I was pissed. Part of me knows I can't sleep right now because I'm like, I mean, I don't want to like say I'm not gonna starve. All right, like that's the thing I gotta make clear. I'm not gonna starve. I have options I could see coming up that because I get I got I did manage to take care of some things, right? So one of the things I would say like one of the options I may have is tell my parents like, look, could you give me my present? It's usually cash money because I don't trust them, and I've managed to not slam that door so hard that I can't go back to them, and that's a good thing in this case. It's like I need to eat. I'll eat off the trash can, but I'd rather get help from people that know what they're doing. So go get it from the rents, and I'd be like, oh man, I hate that. I hate that. I hate this because part of me knows their answer to me being like, why don't you just give me the $300 you give me for Christmas early, and we'll call it a draw. We'll just because this is bullshit. I'd rather eat than have a Christmas present in a lot of ways. Or a traditional Christmas present if you're being really specific about dates. And yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll take what I can get because I do need about a bunch of other things. To be honest with you, not a bunch. It's really just laundry because that's something I've been doing. I'm not really. I'm happy to say because there's the flips. The first thing I gotta say is, yo, if I know what to do, how to do it now. If I'm ever in a pinch and I need to do a couple days worth of laundry without people being able to go to a laundromat or anything, I now know what to do. That's not good, but it's also like one of those things. It's just a good skill to know. Okay, I may not have a shower with a lip like that prevents water from going out of the shower, but I may have. It's just I live in a handicapped apartment. It's actually designed so wheelchairs can roll in and out. So it's like one of those. So I mean, I love my apartment. I'm just saying it's just one of the drawbacks. So what I do is instead of like instead of having this doing the laundry in the bathtub or in a sink, I have a bucket. I use the bucket as the soap and the it's basically the drum of the whole thing. So if you know what I'm saying, it's not because it's not a big bucket. It's just a bucket, you know. And I basically what I wind up doing is like taking the bucket, swish out on the soap, the water, and the clothes, all three in one. Then I go into putting it over the bathroom sink, wash it off in the bathroom sink, wash off the soap because you got to do that. So yeah, it's really not too bad. It's like one of those things where you're just like little ingenuity to prevent water from leaking into my apartment. Good. It's also good in a lot of other ways. You know, it's I mean I'm wearing clothes right now that I did with that, and I'm like yes, yes. Versus like going because the laundromat's $20. So if they gave me $300, it would be 20 for the laundromat, 30 for a bus pass, and I mean I really don't need to get the bus pass to be honest with you. I game planned a little bit for um for the whole thing. I mean, I game plan like because I got it expires on the 20th. It's one of those things where like okay, that's a little easy to game plan for. Like okay, it goes through most of the month. Get a 10 ride ticket. So it's kind of game planned for, but it's also not really game planned for. Like I mean, like again, it's uh it's one of those things like I'm counting on getting to the 20th. Hi, how you doing? I didn't know you were watching. This is interesting. Now my whole personal secrets are all in the open. What's up, man? What are you doing? As I just ground out the third here. Do I? Oh my god, we may have a hit. And we don't have a hit. Oh, yeah. I'm not even religious, but just it's like one of those things. Like I like to just spit real on this whole thing on my channel. I don't know why I do that. Partly because I'm just bored doing talking baseball because I don't know enough to talk all baseball. And also, I figured, there's a lot of people on the internet talking baseball with MLB The Show clips. So, yeah. And usually it's not entirely like personal things that I talk about. Usually it's just, whatever I can think of at the moment, whatever's like interesting. When things are good, I'm talking sports. When things are bad, oh my God. Like, it's like going back to this crap. And I don't like. It's just one of those things. Like I don't know what else to say. I'm like a very different YouTuber. I'm Joanna, not Joe. Joanna. I'm Joanna. I'm Joanna. I'm Joanna. I'm Joanna. So if that rubs you the wrong way with how my voice sounds, how deep it is, I really don't. It doesn't bother me anything. Because you probably, like I mean, it bothers. To be honest with you, my parents they refused to call me Joanna, and that's kind of what's been bumming me out a little bit. Because it's like more than a little bit. It's like they don't respect me, and it's like, are you serious? Like, I gotta crawl back to these fuckers because I bought a PS Vita, so I mean I crawl back to these assholes. Oh, it's not fun. Eh, I mean, like it's just like I'm happy to get the views though. To be honest with you, that's always good. You always leave a comment. Please don't leave anything hateful because you'll hurt my feelings, and that's not good. That's not good either. Giving up a hit. That guy's fast, so I'm not crying. I'm not going no. Trey Turner is one of the faster players in baseball. I think. I mean, like just judging by the World Series and his stats in the show. So yeah. Also, this is someone else I got to mention. I was my game plan for when I do these teams is usually to put the DH on, so I don't have to worry so much about subbing in guys for the pitcher. Or in general. I don't really substitute in general. Like for a couple of reasons. Sometimes it's like I just don't want to get guys injured. I'd rather have them on the bench, and so and like that's just kind of how I am. Like my girl power here. It's like, yep, you need to sit because unfortunately, if you get hurt, I have nobody else that can play third base. So you got to sit, and we got to put someone out of position to back you up because I'm not getting you injured. That's why I like Sean Rodriguez and Derek Dietrich, and yeah, their defense is not the best, but they can play first or second. And then the beautiful thing is to move Starlin Castro to short, and that's kind of what I wind up doing usually is like doing that. Um, I don't mind playing guys out of position so long as they're like not terrible and so long as the characteristics they currently have can roll well with that position. Like Sean Rodriguez, he's a utility guy. That's pretty much well known about him. And so it's like one of those things where like, okay, yeah, put him at second base for today. Maybe in the next game or maybe at third. I don't know what I'm gonna do next game because I forgot. Like this is the problem when you do so many teams. Is like you want to do all teams. Yeah, well, good luck trying to remember all their um traits. Like not traits of players, but traits of like, okay, who's subbing in, who's getting rest, who's getting on the bench. It gets weird. I like that about baseball, though. Is that a home run? No, that's a flyout. Yeah, I reacquired Ozuna because I was like, I, I wanted the team finish with an above 500 record. I'm trying to push them into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Trying to do something for 2 years. See what happens. And also, I actually like Ozuna as like a left fielder, straight up. Like maybe a guy that can play center on occasion, but left fielder. But obviously, you know, I may be alone in that camp because I mean, why would you like? Why would you do that with this guy? He's not like for me center fielders like for example the second position bullshit that I usually talk about. He he's like a 70 defensively, right? That's okay to me in center field. Why? Because I don't care. Why? Because F you. But like, yeah, like that's kind of where the defensive positioning is. Like, obviously, it's that shit happens, but let's see who's got. Oh my god. Okay, he lined out. That's pretty good because that's not. Oh my god, they're gonna move him to third. That's actually a pretty heads up play because that's just deep enough. Oh man. It's just great. Got to get this guy at the plate. This guy, my pitcher is not that good. I mean, I don't know. I like these uniforms, but I just actually got back into MLB 15 this show, which is like saying, not saying a lot because that game is old. But I like the old uniforms. I like these uniforms. I like uniforms. All right. Let's see what we got here. And we give up a run. We're probably gonna give up 2 runs, to be honest with you. All right. So I wanted to get to 20 minutes, and I really wanted to do a video before I had to charge my controller. So and also again, when you're not finishing that far above 500, it's like one of those things. I tried to, you know, do things right. Ugh, I hate my team. I hate my teams because there's usually faults, so it's like one of those things where you're just like, oh, I hate them. But then you're like, yo, this team is not that bad. It's like, yep, I hate them. It's like, yeah, get your standards lower, dude. Not every team is the Patriots or the Red Sox or the Yankees or whatever well-run team you're thinking of. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. I like that guy. He got injured and that ruined our playoff chances last season with this team. Yeah, I actually have the MLB 15 on the PS Vita, so it's like, yeah, maybe I'll go back to that when I'm done with this. Who knows? The good thing is, I actually like having some of these guys because, again, flexibility is key, you know? And also, I don't know, I always kind of get up and stretch and do shit, but, today might not be that day. As I'm bending over, hitting the controller swing. It's like, yeah, okay, genius. Put the controller in your hands. Don't bend down, motherfucker. Oh, that was way late. All right, so we're coming up on 20 minutes. I don't know what I'm doing, so if somebody starts watching in a few seconds, maybe I'll keep it going. Maybe I won't, but who knows? All right, yeah, because this control, it's not like when it gets to 2 bars, it's not dead. It's just strikeout. Shoot. Okay, so maybe this half inning, get somebody up and throw on. I like that guy. Let's see if we could get a home run here though, because that would help me out a bunch. Make it easy to say, okay, save the game, you know? Be like, fuck it. Damn it. Right, I guess my bitching is over, so I'll just, I mean, yeah, this guy ain't gonna do anything. He's terrible. But what you gonna do, right? This is how it crumbles. This is how it falls. I'll just, oh, come on. Don't steal Oh, you know what? Steal second. Because part of me is like, yo, if you get thrown out, I don't want to start with this guy or the pitcher on the at the plate, you know? I mean, that's pretty terrible. I've been pretty terrible offensively, I know, but, you know, it's like, whatever. Oh, nah. That was bad. Alright, so this inning is pretty much done with. Alright, so in lieu of showing you a blowout, because this my next guy is not. Shit, I'm just kind of. I'm not even pissed. This is a bad team. It's all about rebuilding. So, but I don't really care anymore. I'm just like, yo, I wanted to show you the video. So here we are. Thank you for watching. Thank you for that one person that did watch.